What's up guys, it's Whippy Cake with a brand new Mystery Monday video for you. Vegas style. Oh! Are you feeling lucky? So, my husband and I decided to be awesome parents and ditch our kids at their grandma's house, and we went to Vegas. Okay, no, stop. So, I originally tried to record it myself, like us, on the iPhone. Didn't really turn out because I didn't really narrate very well, so I'm gonna tell you about my favorite places that we ate at, my favorite attractions, and a little bit about what we did, and you guys will get to see and follow along with that. So I have to share one little clip from like when we first started driving, because at first like road trips sound so exciting and fun. And then after like 10 minutes, you're like, oh my goodness, are we there yet? So we had a little introduction and you get to see Brett doing some country music singing. So I thought I had to include that.
Hey baby, let's go to Vegas. Kiss the same old life goodbye.
Okay.
Hey baby, let's go to Vegas.
So it seems like every hotel and casino has like a really awesome candy store. And we went to this one called It's Sugar at the Venetian, and I have to mention it because it was like my personal Disneyland. So much like candy and food and toys to play with, and just like so colorful. You just want to have like a light rave in there. It was so cool. Maybe there was a light rave, but that's for later. We're gonna pause this presentation and interrupt it with a story. Once upon a time, I was an EFY counselor, and that is where I met my now husband. And first we met originally in Flagstaff, and then we taught like EFY for 2 weeks there, and then we went to UNLV in Las Vegas. And obviously like we were attracted to each other and whatever, but my husband was like, we have to be here for the kids. He talks like that, we have to be here for the kids. Not really, but so he basically was like, we're not gonna like date or anything until after EFY, and was like, so let's just like hang out and have fun and be friends. Then when like by the third week we're in Vegas, and some other male figures may have been showing some interest and flirting with me, and I guess he got intimidated, or like he felt the need to stake his claim, because then we're like on the weekend and it was counselor's time to like hang out and have fun. And so he's like holding my hand, and I'm like, I'm so confused. And so we go out and we're walking on the strip and we watch the Bellagio lights, and it's so romantic. And then he asked me if I want to go to the Eiffel Tower. And inside I am like, what? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! But I'm like, yeah, we could do that if you want. What he doesn't know is like, since I was 12, I've been obsessed with Paris and France. I may even have a Paris tattoo. And so I had never even been anywhere near France or the Eiffel Tower or anything. So for me, this was like me finally going to France. And I was just like dying. I could not believe I was gonna go up there. And then we're at the top of the Eiffel Tower, the music is playing at the Bellagio lights, and it's like wind is blowing in my hair, and we have our first kiss. So every time we go to Vegas now, we kind of go back to the Eiffel Tower and commemorate like our first kiss, and like go back to when we were like silly little kids. So back to Mystery Monday. We of course go to the Eiffel Tower. We always have to we go to the creperie. They have the best crepes ever. He gets savory, I get like everything covered in sugar, of course. And it was just really good. And one final place that I want to mention about eating at, and I don't even know, like it's in the Venetian, it's called Tintoretto. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's Italian, and I love pasta and Italian food and carbs. Why not? It was okay. It wasn't like the most mind-blowing food ever, but they have like a little bakery in there with like, everything, and of course macaroons and gelato. So we had to make a stop and get more macaroons, but thought I would mention that one more time. It was like a macaroon tour for us. All right, now I'm gonna kind of switch gears and tell you about my favorite activities and attractions to do in Vegas. But first, I have to tell you what my least favorite is. Somehow we always end up in Las Vegas right around the time of like March Madness or like college basketball tournaments. So we're there and my husband's like, babe, you'll never guess, like BYU, which is like his favorite sports team, I think, is playing tonight, like just 2 minutes away. And I'm like, really? Like they just happen to be playing. So we went to a basketball game, and you will just have to imagine my excitement to be there. Actually, I do like to be there because my husband, that's the most excited I ever see him. He's just like, everybody gets this game, it's ball and sweat. So, anyways, I had to mention the basketball detour. My personal favorite thing to do is just walking the strip. There is so much lunacy to witness in Vegas that you don't even, I don't know, like, it's just so entertaining. And it was like such good weather in March, you know, it's not bad. So you get to see, I mean, the Bellagio lights are so pretty and they time it to music. And then, I think it's the MGM Grand, they have like this big old fire show, like a volcano and stuff. So we watched that a couple of times. And then we just walk around and just witness people living their life and making bad decisions with them. So that is definitely always on the top of my list of just like walking the strip and walking and walking and walking. Another thing that's so great about Vegas is there's tons of street performers. So there's this one that I see almost every time I go. He's like a statue, and you really think he's a statue at first. He's all white and powdery and he never moves. So I always like to like have staring contests with him and like try and scare him, stuff like that. And then, you know, just like pose with him funny different ways. So I love that. And then there's like lots of musicians, like drummers and dancers and stuff like that. So definitely there's entertainment, there's free entertainment to be had in Vegas 24/7. So probably my favorite experience this trip to Vegas, we try to see a show. They're pretty expensive, so maybe not every time, but this time we went and saw Le Rêve, and it's at the Venetian. Wait, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. It's actually at Wynn Hotel. And so Wynn PS has some beautiful flower arrangement. Like they have like a cool carousel, and then they have a hot air balloon made out of fresh flowers, and it's just beautiful. But anyways, so we go there to see Le Rêve, and Le Rêve is like this big round stage. So the theater is round, there's seats all the way around it, and the performers are in the middle, and the stage is like mechanical, so sometimes it's completely all water and it's full, like just full of swimmers and performers, and then sometimes half of it's like water and half of it's a stage that comes out of the water, and people come down from the sky, and there's just lots of dancing and crazy acrobatics and like stretches and stuff. So I loved Le Rêve. It was so beautiful. It's not my absolute favorite. My favorite one is O. So if you're going to see a show for your very first time, absolutely see O first, because that one is just iconic and you can never express or like fathom the experience that you will have with O. But had to document Le Rêve. It's very exquisite. All right, let's see, what else did we do? Oh, this was special. There's this new, I don't know what you call it, ride, attraction, whatever, at the Link, and it's called the High Roller, and it's basically like a Ferris wheel, and instead of sitting in a chair, you like go in a room, like a ballroom, and they're like, oh, it's not scary and it's just slow and blah blah blah. It is very slow and you can't really feel like you're moving, but if you're afraid of heights and you're like 30 stories, 50 stories in the air, I have no idea how high it is, but I was scared the whole time. So I just like watch like this. And when I say watch, I have my eyes closed. So I looking down at the ground the whole time. It's just, human beings were not meant to be in the air, you guys, that high ever. So that's a lie. I love to fly. Never mind. I just didn't like it, but my husband really wanted to do it, and we did it, and it was fun. It was actually really, a lot of people really liked it. People who are not afraid of heights liked it. Another thing that we did was this like we got a little package deal so with the Venetian, so we got to go on the gondola and we got to go to the wax museum. So the gondola, I've been on a gondola before in Arizona at this place called something, shoot, I forgot what it's called. There's a resort here and they have a beautiful gondola and it's like really beautiful and intimate. Don't do a gondola boat in Vegas. It's awkward. Like, you get on a boat with another couple and you're just like facing each other and just so uncomfortable. And then you have this person like hovering over you with a giant stick pushing the boat and singing in another language. So I get uncomfortable when people sing in other languages anyways, because they can just be making fun of me and I wouldn't even know it. I just, not for me. Not the gondola boat. But it is pretty and you can see a lot of the strip and everything from the boat. But also the strip can see you. So if you have any funny business planned for your gondola boat, just know you're gonna have an audience while you're making out or whatever. And obviously the people in the boat and the boat pusher, they're gonna be watching you too. So don't plan to get frisky in the boat. Okay, that's awkward. The wax museum though, that was surprisingly awesome. I don't know why I waited so long to go to the wax museum. There are so many celebrities there that are just like, it's them. You swear it's them because it just looks so real and they're just standing there and you could take as many pictures as you want and there's like, you could poke them. Anyways, so the wax museum was so cool. You go from room to room and you get to see all these different like iconic people. And then they also, at the end of it, had a 3D show where you wear the glasses and it was like Stark Industries and the Hulk and Captain America and all that stuff. But I personally got to see one of my all-time favorite like people, human beings ever. And that would be Will Smith. I'm a diehard Will Smith fan. He is brilliant and genius and I don't know him personally yet, but he is a very good person. I would definitely go out on a limb and say he's a good person. He says a lot of very inspiring things for sure. And he's like such a good actor and super cute. Let's move on. So, let's see. I think that's it as far as like everything that we did, really. I mean, we went into a lot of stores and went shopping a lot, which, I mean, that's always fun. For some reason, I wasn't in like a shopping mood, so I didn't really like go crazy or buy anything, but except for Lush, duh. And then I worked a lot. Like, we both had to work a lot, so a lot of our days were spent in the hotel just working. But I'm hoping you guys are going to be super excited about what I'm working on. I don't want to tell too much because it's still like a week or two away, but my whole website is getting a makeover and I'm going to be releasing a membership site, and I have been working on this for a very long time. I'm very excited, super terrified and anxious and stressed and everything, but that's why I've been like working like crazy and not really doing anything else. So that, anyways, and then after, let's say, was it like 4 days, we headed back to get our kids. So we had a very fun, long, desert, hideous car drive. Car drive? I don't know. What's the word? Road trip. Which, he likes sports radio. Wah, wah. And so I got my headphones on and I'm like, Taylor Swift, you know? So, and I work on my computer in the car because I'm a workaholic, because I love you guys and I want to provide good content for you. Let's just end it here. So that is a wrap, you guys. Mystery Monday Vegas edition. You took a gamble watching this video. I hope you cashed in. I hope it paid out. I don't gamble, I don't know all the terms, but winner, winner, chicken dinner. Subscribe. Love you. See you next time. Beep, boop, beep.